Okay. Jacob's Log, stardate 8:50 on April 22nd, 2016. I have just finished chapter 3. And when I said I wasn't sure if the whole waiting thing was just in that chapter or if there was in another thing, it happened again, actually, right at the beginning. Yeah, you Okay, so in the beginning of at the end of chapter 2, I don't know if I mentioned this, but at the end of chapter 2 you fall down into this hotel, and you have to wait for the enemy to drop C4. Of course, there's plenty of people to point and click at, but you still have to wait for them to drop C4 and progress the plot. I think it would be a lot better if there was like just a finite number of people, but at this point it feels like I'm watching Dora the Explorer, and they're making me go, "Where's the bad guys?" And I'm like, "They're right there. They're right there." And they're like, "Where?" And the show's not going to move on, not because I'm not actually interacting with anything. That's what it feels like. I mean, I know I am. I know I'm technically killing people, but anyways, it was another one of those moments. I had to wait for them to drop. Not a lot happened in this chapter. I found some intel with some interesting quotes, but I'll give you a brief summary of this chapter. Um, in chapter 2, the end, there was a sandstorm and they all fell down into this hotel. Um, uh, and then after that, they were in that room. We played the waiting game until the people would drop C4 after us. From there, we ran. We killed a bunch of people. We found out that Americans might be helping the rebels for some reason. I know why. Um, I don't care at the moment. Um, I'm sorry, that was a very, very long pause. Um, I'm just trying to think. I guess I'll tell you the quotes because there's not much to this. It's like every other chapter. You start off at a high in the beginning, because right now the game is still trying to pretend that it wants to be about shooting people. It wants to pretend that it's still a military shooter. That this isn't hopefully one of the greatest games of all times. Like it's just, oh no, I'm average. I'm mediocre. Nothing to see here. So that when thing actually comes, we're not expecting it. The problem is I already know that the game is better than this, and this mediocre BS isn't helping. Anyways, so the interesting quotes I found on the Intel, um, it was talking about how the refugees were melting down anything they could get their hands on to make bullets. So they were like having melting silver to make bullets, silver bullets. The soldiers are monsters. Just cool symbolism. There were two interesting quotes. A soldier's life doesn't come cheap, and in Dubai, a bullet's worth more than a necklace. And at the end of this chapter, we killed a bunch of people. We went outside, and there was a huge sandstorm. And then we went down an elevator shaft. So at chapter 1, we started off high. We went down low to the highway, which was low. We had to go down to get onto the highway. And then after the plane, we went down even further. And then at the beginning of chapter 2, we climbed up top on top of a building, and then slowly went down that until eventually we were sucked into the ground itself. And now at chapter 3, we were sucked into the ground. We walked forward for like a little bit. We didn't go up. And then we went down an elevator shaft. So going down is definitely a common theme in this game. Descending. Oh, one of the quotes is Walker said, "Down the rabbit hole." It was an Alice in Wonderland illusion. It happened at the very, very end of chapter 3, if you want to go back and find it. Other than that, the game is still trying to fool me into thinking that it wants to be a mediocre military shooter. Call of Duty wannabe. So there's not much really going on. At the end, we'll pick this up. Chapter 4 is next, and then I know after Chapter 4, the screen changes. Oh, did I not mention that? The title screens change. I hope you noticed that. The title screens change. If you haven't noticed that, you haven't been playing. After Chapter 4, Chapter 5 has its own little title screen. And then I think after Chapter 5, it's different. I don't really remember. So, anyway, something might happen in Chapter 4 that I might be able to talk about. Until then, um, I guess I'll see you in the future. Bye.